Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. What do the trees want to talk about today? So on Thursday, we hang out with the trees. I love Thursdays. Thursday to Thursday. Seems like it takes a long time to get here, but we're back again on another Thursday. Last week, we had the field maple. What's really interesting to me is I can hardly tell, it's hard for me to remember what she wanted, what her message was. It's funny, I'll really, if there is one podcast that I make that I genuinely need to listen to again or could benefit from listening to it, it's our tree guides. It's when we hang out with the trees. And I think what's mostly interesting to me about that is perhaps one of the reasons why I can't remember our tree podcasts that as good as some of the other ones is maybe compared to the other ones, I really do let the trees take over my Thursday productions more so than maybe I do on a Manifest More or tarot. I'm really into myself on the Tuesday Tarot Tuesday. I'm thinking about what's going on in my life and my perspective. Wednesdays too, when we're manifesting more good stuff, a lot of times I'm thinking about that. I'm letting the energy flow big on Wednesdays. But there's something special about Thursdays and how I really have given myself permission to let the trees bring it in, to let the trees talk through me, or however you want to look at it. But I know something's up because most of the time I can't remember what was I actually make these podcasts for myself to listen back to. And if I don't, I'm there's big old chunks missing. So anyways, that's Thursday. You ready? How does that sound? So it's so sticky and muggy today. Sometimes when you leave the windows open all night, it feels like a big old cloud or foggy mist came in and settled into your house. You know what I'm talking about? Everything is sticky. I should just clean everything with rubbing alcohol at this point because it's so sticky. Where's my wood burner to dry out the house? Because it's so gross. Everything's sticky. It's very humid. So, and it's real dark right now. Of course, it is 8:39. I'm trying to get back into being here a little bit earlier. Last night, I uploaded episode 7 to my YouTube channel. And I shit you not, in the podcast, I either was it's 6 o'clock or it's 6:30. I was recording at 6:30 a.m. So, I've strayed away from that a little bit. But y'all remember, you lifetimers, do y'all remember when I was getting up much, much earlier, fighting my ex-husband for quiet time in the morning? Hey, remember when I had a husband? That if you've been with me a long, long time, and I had chickens too. So I was also talking about that in episode 7 too, that I had chickens, and I was like, wow, things have definitely changed. So all my chickens are dead. There's no husband living here anymore, and apparently I enjoy sleeping in. With a husband and chickens, you think you like getting up in the morning, but you take away the chickens and the husband, and it's the bed feels really good. So Spirit did wake me up before 6 today. I listened to some music so I wouldn't fall back asleep. Got up. So far, I've juiced celery, a lot of celery. It felt like it's felt like salty, bitter fire in my body. And Gracie, no. My dog's literally today, I'm going to put him out in the chicken coop. I told her no for the bone, so she picked it up again, and she's going to take it to the top of the stairs where we'll still be able to hear her chewing on the bone. As she's up there on the landing, broadcasting her sound. So I know, right? Zen's like, ugh. All right, so anyways, that's all I got today. I did a morning hack at YouTube, and I'm waiting for Daniel Scranton to publish on his blog. He's already published on his YouTube channel. I can read the message earlier if I was reading off his page, but I feel like I just wait till he publishes on his blog, and then I do my reading of it. But anyways, it's going to be good today. It's always good. It's always good with the Arcturians. So anyways, I hope you're joining me on YouTube. Today, we're going to start off with a tree angel like we did to overlight and oversee our hangout with the trees. And what do the trees want to talk about today? What do the trees want to talk about today? Do we want to talk about how y'all are starting to have your leaves change in August? That's got to be because it's been so dry. There's some that are changing very, very early this year. Like, I harvested one bunch of green grapes that I grew off my grapevine, and the skins were very, very tough this year. And I thought, I wonder if that's because it was so dry. Not that I care, like I can just spit them out, but well, it's making my mouth water just thinking about these grapes. They're like the real deal. But yeah, very dry for the trees. I know a lot of trees are on fire right now in California and Denver. Ooh. So anyways, our tree angel coming out today is Cherry. Ooh. She is so sweet. She's number 34. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 is my life path number. And she's sitting naked under the cherry tree. Angel is under the cherry tree, and she's got a handful of cherries. And she has a cherry stem hanging out of her mouth, and she's got this long, translucent, blonde, flowing hair. And she's, you can see like her arm is in front of her nipples, but like you can see like there's like a roll for her boobs and then a roll for her belly and then into her thick thighs and hearty calves and big feet, right? Like she's like size 9, like me. Like she's a thick girl, healthy, thick, And she's just enjoying these cherries, which we were too a couple weeks ago. They were so good. They were just perfect time. So I'm glad she's here because we really were enjoying them so much. And I didn't try to get them at a Walmart pickup this week because like last week they didn't have them. Like I should just try again, like just in case they get another batch in. Because they were delicious. And yes, I still am in love with Walmart pickup. I will never shop for my own groceries in Walmart ever again. I just won't. They do it so good, and it's saving me so much money because I get just only exactly what I intended on getting. There's zero impulse buying, and I drive in, I park, they load me up, we smile and wish each other well, and I drive off. It's just fantastic. So anyways, if they can bring me cherries again, that would be lovely. If not, I will patiently wait till next year because they're just so fabulous. Oh man, a good cherry. All right, so anyways, that's her vibe too, because she has just had as many as she wants. She still has one in her mouth. She's got a handful. There's so many cherries, they're like falling off of her hands. She's picking like two up that are, like there's two on this little stem, two stems joined together. She's holding a pair. But yeah, they're everywhere. Cherries everywhere. The tree is loaded. And it's number 34. 34 is a beautiful number. Not just because it adds up to 7, but I do love that about it. And the Oracle of the Cherry says, do not judge yourself by your achievements. You have nothing to prove. You are already lovable. So love yourself. Spoil yourself. Draw the nectar from the chalice to your lips. Bliss is the birthright of all creation. Okay, so I love this for all the reasons, but like one of the very first songs that I listened to this morning was titled Birthright. It's a fantastic song. It's called Birthright. So if you have Spotify or however you listen to music, type in Birthright, all one word together, Birthright. Hold on, I'm looking up I want you to know. And it's, okay, Birthright is all one word, and it's by Nora N. Pure. So Nora, Nora, Nen, and then the third word is Pure, Pure. Nora N. Pure, Birthright. Listen to this song. It's just an instrumental song. It's so beautiful, especially if you can listen to it with headphones. It's just gorgeous, and it makes you feel like you're floating, and it's wonderful. So I love it because I just listened to that song this morning, and then right before I came here to record the podcast, I was having a daydream in my head, like just, coming over, and I was thinking about how I am so spoiled. I get to do what I want to do when I want to do it. If it's not lined up with me, I pretty much don't have to do anything I don't want to do. And yes, I get everything that I want, but that's not actually what makes me so spoiled. Like, what makes me so spoiled is I live my life the way I want to every day. And I love that about myself. And I love that Cherry is saying, so love yourself. Spoil yourself. You are already lovable. You have nothing to prove. You do not need to judge yourself by your achievements, right? So love yourself. And that's what she is too. She's like, she is feeling so lovable, and she's good who she is, and she's spoiling herself with all these cherries, and she knows she's lovable. And she knows she has nothing to prove. That's what feels so good about this artwork. You can pick up on it. So draw the nectar from the chalice to your lips. Bliss is the birthright of all creation. So with that, yes, that is the sound. Yep, there it goes. The yellow school bus. That's the second one that's flown through town here. I don't know if they started. I think they started today. Either that or it's a practice run, but I know my nephew started back to school today. Just as a side note, I get the picture this morning, right? He's wearing a mask. He looks like a zombie. What the hell is our parents thinking? It's like, you guys don't all have to be a bunch of like spoiled, entitled brats like us, but like, I can't even imagine putting my kid on a school bus every day wearing a mask that I know they're going to have to wear all day long to go learn bullshit. So anyways, you can learn that bullshit at home. Hey, it's totally up to everybody what they want to do. And I'm just really glad that we chose something different, for us. I really am. And I've had a lot of reflective moments about that because my son is, quote, a senior this year. And I really don't know what he wants to do or what we should do this last year of education at home, or if anything, you know what I mean? Or should we cram? or what? You know, like, I really don't know our game plan. And it's like, it really doesn't matter. Like, if you think school matters, I just feel like you've been misled. I feel like we've all been misled. Like, are you freaking kidding me? What really matters is that you're coming here to Earth to live a life that you either, one, intended to because you came here with an agenda, or two, you're just sort of scouting it out and following your bliss and passion, like we talked about yesterday. Manifest More Passion. Check it out. It's a good podcast. Or it's like happiness. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, where does your life register? Are you happy? Are your children happy? Are you guys living happy lives? Because you really, you know, I believe in reincarnation and stuff, but let's just, for the sake of argument, say that we've only got one. This one, you won't have another one quite like this one, right? You may or may not remember this one. I don't know how that actually works, but let's just say you got one life to live, YOLO, right? And it's like, are you going to be cool at the end of it? Like, are you going to be happy that you went and did all this higher, like, are you going to be happy that you spent half your life sitting in a classroom learning about shit you had no interest in? I'm just saying, it's something to think about. It's something to think about whenever you start to get more spiritual-ish and you start to, like, think, like, wow, what really matters? What is the purpose? What's really exciting to me? And so on that note, I really hope that, like, I get invited up on a spaceship soon, so so that I'll have so I can legit say, you guys, there's definitely more to life than learning, writing, reading, and arithmetic. Really. So anyways, are you spending enough time under cherry trees, naked, eating cherries, feeling like it is your birthright to love yourself and feel good and satisfy yourself? Let's see what she has to say, though, in the book here. I closed the book. I thought we were done. Ooh, listen to this. The cherry is the tree of the moon. And so, yeah, like, it is a full moon now that I look at it. And she's glowing with this moonlight. And now I see that totally. It's definitely a full moon vibe. Like, as bright as a full moon can get, right? With its white flowers, dark bark, and deep red fruit, the cherry shows us the colors of the great goddess to whom it is dedicated. This card was originally reserved for the giant redwood from California, the colossal guardian that helps the monumental elemental forces of earth and water to remain in balance, such as at the fault line where the tectonic plate of the Rocky Mountains and their foothills slides against that of the Pacific Ocean. But the cherry, tiny in comparison, comes to us with an equally awesome task, and one that is more relevant to us humans. So I guess number 34 was going to be a giant redwood, but they decided to go with the cherry one instead. Let's find out why. For some 1,500 years, the ethos was drummed into our ancestors that they were either irredeemable sinners, like the Catholic version, or were only worthy if they worked hard for something, the evangelical version, or if they turned their back on pleasure, Puritanism. So for 1,500 years, this was drummed into our ancestors. This had the effect of completely undermining self-confidence, a trait that has since been passed down through the generations, but which must be healed if we want to be able to love our neighbors as ourselves. Trees are also our neighbors. If we despise ourselves, we are incapable of really loving. It is that simple. So if you really don't like yourself and you don't love yourself, you really can't fully love anyone else. If you don't respect yourself, you're not going to respect anybody else. If people don't love and respect themselves, they're never going to honor and protect the trees. You know, so as an environmentalist even, it's like, wow, getting us to love ourselves and be confident and self-respectful, it's not just good for humanity. It's good for our tree friends too. We must practice loving ourselves unconditionally. Get rid of your fear of being judged or condemned. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to do anything or be the best at anything. Your soul has always been perfect, and it is the birthright of every being to be happy just with being. You didn't manage to get something done today, or you made a mistake? Great. It is part of life. Try again tomorrow. But today, praise yourself. Be honest. You deserve it. Speaking of rewards, the cherry highlights the sensual. A warm bath, eroticism, good food, a walk, visiting with a close friend, a great movie, or just relaxing on a comfortable sofa. And you can choose the order in which you do all of this. Be good to yourself. Treat yourself to something, like a new oracle deck or the Dark Goddess Tarot. Have you caught wind of that? I might have to, you guys. 2021. I'm holding out on buying tarot decks until 2021, okay? Because I'm going to finish out my herbal journey and all that. But Lord help me. 2021, I got a list. I got a list of tarot decks. I said I was never going to buy tarot decks. I lied. I lied. So I am going to treat myself to something, and it's going to be a stack of cards with a fantastic guidebook. This is how to enjoy cherry. If we withdraw our affection from ourselves, we remain tense and humorless and eventually become embittered and hard. After a while, fear takes over. Fear of rejection, recrimination, and punishment. Where there's fear, love cannot enter. So that is why Cherry, our tree angel Cherry, the Oracle of Cherry, says, do not judge yourself by your achievements. It is your birthright just by being here to be worthy and to feel good and to know that you are lovable and to treat yourself. You have nothing to prove. You are already lovable. So love yourself. Spoil yourself. Draw the nectar from the chalice to your lips. Bliss is the birthright of all creation. And I assure you, all those masked kids are not going to hear that today at school. Hell, my own kids probably won't even hear that today. But it's like, why aren't we? Why aren't we teaching our children that they are perfect the way they are, and they don't need 100 degrees, and they don't need to memorize a bunch of stupid facts in order to feel worthy? So what if you're not good at math? Neither is most everybody else, but you wouldn't know it by the importance that the school system places on it. Trust me, there are very few people that are good at math. And if they were good at math in school, they have forgotten pretty much all of it. It's just like, People have free will and they can do whatever they want, and I respect that. But the fact that everyone goes along with a system that is clearly broken and inadequate, and not only that, inappropriate for our divine rightfulness, it boggles me every year how many people play along with the school system. And especially this year in 2020, when it's reached its most heinousness. You're gonna make your kid wear a mask all day long and go along with this bullshit propaganda of indoctrination. Hey, it's your call. You can do it. I mean, and some people have to because they're single working moms, and it's like they feel like the safest place for their kids all day while they work is at school, so they have to. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of people who don't have to, but they still just go along with it. It's fine. But when I see that school bus rolling by, I am so glad it does not stop at my house. This affirmation minute is brought to you by our passionate herb of the week, oats, and I lovingly dedicate them all to you. Thank you so much. I am relaxed. I nourish myself physically and emotionally. I soften to the wind, open to the sky, and ground myself into the earth. I let go of expectations, embrace my emotions, and let my intuition flow. I am ripe for enjoying life. I am relaxed. I nourish myself physically and emotionally. I soften to the wind, open to the sky, and ground myself into the earth. I let go of expectations, embrace my emotions, and let my intuition flow. I am ripe for enjoying life. And so it is. So I love you, and I don't want to make anyone feel bad about any decisions that they're doing in their life. I'm just saying, most people, including you, including me in certain things, just do things without ever even thinking about them. Sending your kids to school, vaccinating them for all this different shit that, like, you don't even question. You just let your doctor shoot them up. You know, feeding them whatever foods, like letting them watch whatever on the TV. Like, there's just so many things that humanity does. We as humanity do's, you know, that it's like no one hardly thinks for themselves or dares questions anything or questions the narrative, let alone go against the majority, go against the grain, swim upstream, do your own thing. It's like there are very few people that are saying, you know what, I can't go along with this. I mean, now there are some, and there's even more than there used to be, absolutely. But it's like, there was a point in time, you know, go back to like Native Americans and stuff, and they knew that they needed to live with the land and in harmony, and like what was important to learn was the things that was for survival, right? Like learning how to hunt and the plants and medicine and talking to the spirit of the land. And you know what I mean? They had very, very meaningful lives such as that, right? Family, togetherness, like just living, just being. It was very much more like how it was supposed to be. And somehow, like as the tree angel oracle deck guidebook was talking about, through the churches mostly, whether it was the Catholics saying you're a bunch of irredeemable sinners, or the evangelist saying, hey, you're only worthy if you work really hard for something, or the Puritans who got people to think that like pleasure was bad. Dang. Like there was this collective group effort to get everyone conformed and away from their sovereignty, away from their naturalness, away from all of that. And it's just like, where's the tipping point, the breaking point? When do we start to get the scales back, you know, or go back in our own personal lives? Like collectively, it would take forever. And I don't even know what will happen to humanity. But like, how about right here, right now? Like you and I are alive right now, unless you're listening to this podcast in 100 years. And then of course I'm dead. But while we're not dead, like how do we really want to live our lives? And do you want to feel like you have to do anything? Like, oh, I have to go get my blood work. It's time for my annual checkup. Bullshit. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to walk into that doctor's office today. You don't have to do anything. It's just like, if you want to, go ahead. But if you're going just because you feel like you have to, and there's nothing even wrong with you, and you don't even really want to go, what the hell are you doing there? I'm just saying. Something to think about. Something to think about. Is that what the trees want to talk about today? I don't know. But I feel like Cherry Blossom definitely wants us to love ourselves, spoil ourselves, take care of ourselves, know that we're lovable. It's not through your degrees and your accomplishments and your podcasts and your YouTube videos that you feel like, oh, okay, I've done enough now to be lovable and worthy. No, you wake up in the morning and you take a breath of air, you're worthy. That's all the worthiness you need. All right, so let me ask Cherry, since she is our tree angel, let me ask Cherry if there's anything that she wants to bring through with the Soul Trees deck. This is such an amazing deck, absolutely. 80 vibrant trees, although I've never counted them to know. I guess there's 80 cards here by Allison Williams Yee. We had the passion tree yesterday out on the table. And passion is really important. I feel like I keep catching glimpses of it. Yeah, there it is. Let me shuffle it again. We don't want passion 2 days in a row. Oh, no. Doing what we love to do 2 days in a row. Oh, we're not worthy. The hell you're not. The hell you're not. You are worthy enough to be follow your passion every single day. And to indulge your body and your senses and your mind every single day. And to just feel good and feel loved. And yes, be full of yourself. Be full of yourself. All right, so here's what Cherry wants to talk about today. There are two reversed cards. Two reverse cards here. Healing and initiative. But they're both reversed. Ooh. So I feel like she's saying, if you're feeling a little bit of a challenge of feeling that fruit, loving that fruit, accepting that fruit that's abundant right now. Like if you feel like, wow, I'd like to get over there under the cherry tree, but I don't feel like I've worked hard enough, or I don't feel worthy, or I guess I'm not a good person, I'm a sinner. This initiative tree, now I know it says initiative, it always makes me think of the word initiation though. But it being reversed, it's saying, and it coming in with a healing reverse tree. It is acknowledging the fact that because we are so far off the path of naturalness. We are so far off the path of birthright. Like, how many things do you fully, if you could fully say, it is my birthright? Like, we could start small. It is my birthright to breathe air. How about clean air? It is my birthright to breathe clean air, right? But after that, there's not that many things like, okay, it's my birthright to eat food. Like, after that, it's like you think that like that's your only two birthrights. Like, there's going to be quite the initiation, and maybe you'll have to take the initiative yourself in order for you to get to the cherry tree and believe it. Likewise, there's also a lot of healing that's going to need to happen. Like, when we think of that collective religiously inflicted wound on self-confidence, that's what the religious wound damaged the most. When the churches told people they weren't worthy, they didn't deserve good things, or they only would deserve those things if they worked really hard, according to their what served the church, mind you. People's self-confidence, self-worth, self-love. There are some people that are so religious they whip themselves in pain. They're basically, they mutilate themselves because they're such sinners and they're not worthy. And there's some extremists, right? That is really, really getting far off the path of self-love and self-confidence as a birthright and self-worth as a birthright. So when you look at it collectively, that's a lot of healing collectively. So you need to start with just, all I can do is start with me, all you can do is start with you, and as we heal ourselves, then hopefully we're helping the collective. But, so we'll just stay focused on ourselves. There's quite a bit of healing and initiation that needs to happen for us to hang out under the cherry tree. I mean, even the people that feel the best about themselves still probably have a little bit of work to do before they sit naked under that cherry tree and feast like they are a goddess queen that deserves it. You know, and it's not like an arrogant thing. The trees are saying, it's not an arrogant thing. It's like, yo, honey, that is your birthright. That is your birthright to feel that good. But if we want to be honest here, what's it going to take to get you there? Quite the initiation, quite the initiative, and quite the healing process to get you there. So Cherry's basically saying, don't I make it look good here under the cherry tree, under the full moon? And what's really cute is like her skin tone is so pink, and that's the background color of the healing card. So she's like leaning back into the tree, and then the healing tree is there too. So this healing that we need to do, and the cherries match the initiative tree a little bit. Like, you know, it brings out the red fruit. You've got a lot of work to do to get there. You really do. And it's not like, I'm a queen, I'm arrogant, I believe I'm worth it. It's not like that at all. It's like we need to get ourselves and our families and our children knowing that life was supposed to be good. Life is supposed to be good. Life is supposed to take care of you. You have this birthright where you should love yourself and feel good and be able to do the things that you're passionate about and want to do. And it's just like, I feel like, yeah, we're so far off of that in our own personal lives, and obviously as a collective, that it's going to take a lot of healing work, and it will feel like an initiation, and it might feel like we gotta really, Like how yesterday passion was so fiery and it was burning away everything that we're not passionate about. The initiative tree is also fiery like that. Like it looks like it's on fire. And so it's like, okay, maybe it is time to burn and release and disintegrate, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Let us let go of everything now that was not intended for us. These rules, these regulations, these lies, this misinformation, it was not part of our birth agreement. I mean, maybe it was in a sense that we came here to blow it all up, but we really want to burn away now everything that is not in alignment with us feeling good, loving ourselves, indulging ourselves, being lovable, enjoying life. Enjoying life. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, we got 2 cards coming off of the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle. And it's Baobab and Juniper. Baobab and Juniper. So, I'm gonna, I guess, put them on the sides that I was holding them in. So Baobab is gonna go above healing, which is beautiful because the first thing I think of Baobab is how much water it holds. So we need to let water, maybe that's a message, to let water help us heal. And Baobab has a blue border, and the healing tree is blue. The trunk and branches are blue. The healing tree is Archangel Michael blue with a green heart chakra circle on the tree. Now, the other tree that came out with the Baobab is Juniper. Juniper has a green border, which matches the green background in the initiative tree. And what's really cool about Juniper is it is at night, right? So his cherry tree is a full moon. Juniper is also at night. It's cool because it's like the juniper tree has split, like at the trunks. Either that or it was 2 trees planted really close together, and they've sort of like curved out and come back together. Like looks like, you know, it's like a tree vagina kind of looking like, you know, the yoni thing. And the stars are just in between the trees. So, and I love that, like, Cherry is naked, like she's sitting her naked ass on the ground, okay, under this cherry tree. I was just reading a book yesterday from Lynn V. Andrews called The Flight of the Seventh Moon, Flight of the Seventh Moon, The Teaching of the Shields. And while she was in Canada, when she was young, at her, you know, Native American medicine women teachers, she got her period, and as she's like rummaging through her purse going for a tampon, the Agnes was like, oh, is that what you do with your power, your blood, your offering to the earth? You have it soaked up and you flush it down with all the other shit. She just basically like called her out. And so what she had her do is she took her down to the pond and she gave her a piece of moss, like tickly green moss, and had her sit on the ground and give her blood back to the earth. So there is so much power in our vaginas and in our wombs and in our womanness and our goddessness. So I feel like that's really illustrated with these 2 juniper trees as well. It's like, yeah, the power of the stars is in your pussy. This is also why people don't have me write their guidebooks. But anyways, that's what I see when I look at this juniper tree. Cosmic yoni power. So anyways, that's maybe part of the initiation, or your initiative is really getting back to your femininity in a way that is completely unacceptable by society's standards today. it's completely unacceptable for you to go out and put your coochie on the grass in your backyard and bleed. But maybe that's exactly what you need to do. So put on a skirt, go sit your ass on the grass, and give some of your blood back to the earth, and see how that feels, and see if that doesn't awaken a bit of you inside of you that knows it's part of the earth. Your cells, why do you think our bodies are so diseased right now? We're not connecting to the earth. We're not respecting our bodies as nature. We make our bodies do these ridiculous things. I'm not saying you can't use modern convenience and use a tampon if you want to, but I'm just saying, have you lost sight that in the grand scheme of things, you are nature and you bleed for humanity, and there is so much power in you when you are bleeding. We've, of course, women, and look at it as a conspiracy if you want to, but look how that's been embarrassed out of women. Look how that power has been shamed out of women, how you can't talk about it, right? That's the doing of men, my friends. And that's the doing of the patriarchal church and all of that. You know what I mean? Because they were fearful of the power that women have. So anyways, respect to all women. And I feel like there's a big message coming in that's hard to put words to. But bottom line is, we really do need to get back to knowing who we truly are. And maybe if you want to get your studies on, research how life used to be and learn from that and gain healing from that, so that you can, just by your sense of beingness, know that you are worthy as your birthright. Okay, so let me look at Juniper first, because I'm stuck on the Juniper card. It's got a green border. Greens are all about wisdom, and Juniper is the spirit realm. The Juniper Deva has a message for you. She says, I have strong connections with the spirit world, and I can protect you when you want to contact these realms. I will act as a benevolent intermediary, so call on me whenever you need my protection and guidance. So that's very interesting that it's above the initiative tree. So if you'd like for your life to have more meaning, like for me, I use the example, like, I can't wait to connect with extraterrestrials. That'll give my life more meaning. I don't have to wait until I get my invitation to take a ride. I can start to connect with more spirit, connect more in the spirit realms, which will actually help my life. It does help my life be more fulfilling, because it gives my life deeper meaning, deeper purpose. Because on the surface, no offense, but life is stupid. On the surface, like, go to work, pay your bills, pay your taxes, watch stupid entertainment that isn't even meaningful to you, go to bed, get up, do it all again. Life is stupid. Hardly anyone's not going to argue with me, because they've got us doing stuff that we don't want to do, that we don't care about, like buy a house, buy a car, like work a job that you don't like to pay for your house, to pay for your car, to go to the job that you don't really like. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you look at the surface of life, it's really not that good. It's really not. So we need to have a spiritual connection. We need to have a fulfilling spiritual life to make this all make sense to us. So Juniper says this is an excellent time to investigate any form of psychic work that you feel drawn to. provided that you are acting with the best of intentions for everyone concerned, and that you ensure that you are psychically protected. So Juniper does want to protect us, from dabbling into any energies that would not be of our highest good, or that we might get like, okay, we're bored with life and this seems more interesting, but you want to make sure you're only working with energies that are of your highest good. So call on Juniper for protections. They've acted as gatekeepers. Juniper trees acted as gatekeepers between the mortal and spiritual worlds, keeping them apart and guarding against evil influences. So you can leave a gift for local nature spirits at the base of a juniper tree, a little crystal, a little tobacco, like your love and thanks. Juniper berries have many uses. They make gin with it, but you can also use juniper berries in sauces and stuffings, and they're good for kidney and urinary problems. So be on your guard, says Juniper, because not everyone around you is as well-meaning as they seem. You don't need to be like suspicious, but it's like, do you really think your school district has your best intentions in mind? They're just doing what they're told. It's like you think you can trust your doctors and your nurses, but ultimately they're just puppets for pharmaceutical industries. So I'm just saying, you need to look out for you, and so is Juniper. Be choosy about who you trust and who you confide in, and what you put your energy into, and what you allow in. And that's a physical heads up, and that's also a spiritual heads up too, because there are a lot of energies available to you. You can tap into anything you want, but make sure it is of the highest light and it's of the highest good before you invite it in to your life. So I love the idea of connecting with nature spirits. That makes life seem more interesting and more fun, and gets you out of survival mode, which is actually what Baobab's keyword is. Baobab, survival. It's like that's the big that's what it boils down to, is that's the problem. Life is designed, even though we're more advanced, even though we've got all these modern conveniences and you think you're living the good life, mentally, life still keeps everyone down in survival mode. You're just working to pay your bills. You're just working to buy a car. Like, you're just surviving. You're not hardly loving and living life. You're just surviving. And it's like, that's what we got to heal out. Because even though, like, yeah, it's always been about surviving in a way, now it's even more complicated. We're not just like hunting and getting through winter. Like, now they've got humans weighed down with like $100 cable bill, and it's like, you think that's luxury, but it's not. It just keeps you in survival mode. It just keeps you fighting and grappling for what you can get. It keeps you spiritually repressed, is what it does. So Baobab is all about survival, and she says, I am known as the tree of life because I can help people to survive the harshest living conditions. Whenever you call on me, I will give you emotional strength and spiritual sustenance so that you can cope with whatever life brings you. So that trickles us so sweetly down into the healing card and down into the cherry. And it's like, yeah, it's not like life is going to get like airy-fairy anytime soon. Like, we still are going to have to do what we have to do. But if we let in the spiritual realm, we let in the higher energies, we bring that those stars into our daily life, and we allow ourselves to be supported. We allow ourselves to have spiritual sustenance and emotional strength, and know that it's our birthright to have self-confidence, self-worth, self-love. We know it's our right to heal ourselves. It trickles us down into that beautiful, blissful cherry angel. That's what it all comes down to. Like, if we let in the good stuff, it's like, yeah, I still have to file my taxes, like, or I can get my ex-husband to do it. But it's like, you still gotta do what you gotta do. But let's do what we gotta do, but then let's get into this state of being where we are enjoying ourselves more the way we want to. Okay. Regardless of what life brings us, we're gonna be just fine. So yeah, the baobab can store like thousands of gallons of water in the spongy wood of its trunk. So in times of drought, like in Africa, Madagascar, Australia, it's saved lives. Just, you can make rope with it, and cloth with the fiber. So it has a lot of spiritual significance because it's so life-saving. It's believed to be the gateway to the afterlife in a lot of native cultures. And the tree can live up to 3,000 years before rotting from the inside out and collapsing. Right, that's a pretty good span. That's a pretty good run, 3,000 years, and then, yeah, you just rot from the inside out and collapse. It has edible seeds that have vitamin C, calcium, and protein. So it's a valuable food. It has water. It's just incredible. And it makes me think very physically, because it's above the healing card. Make sure you are getting enough water, vitamin C, calcium, and protein. Make sure you're eating your cherries, right? Make sure, have your little juniper berries, clean out your kidneys, clean out your urinary tract. Like, take care of your body. And Baobab wants you to have faith in the universe's ability to provide you with exactly what you need whenever you need it, and to offer you spiritual protection. So both of the trees that came out with the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle both have a message of spiritual protection. So as you start to dabble, or you go deeper, depending on where you're at on your spiritual-ish journey, make sure that you are always protecting yourself, using your discernment. It's like, how many stories of religious propaganda have some shady, quote, religious people taken advantage of other people who were genuinely looking for a spiritual advantage, but then, they get the devil in the costume that takes advantage of them and their good nature. So make sure, as you are searching, you don't let anyone or anything take advantage of you. Have faith in the ability of the universe to provide exactly with what you need whenever you need it. Have perfect faith. Use your resources and talents to get the most out of every day. Yeah, live your life. That's what we talked about yesterday. Follow your passion. Connect your moments of spontaneity, and just keep on living the life as you want it to be. And think about this. There was a time when people were born on this planet and they weren't worried about saving food all winter because they just knew how to eat off the land. We are so far away from that it's like we're always in a constant panic that we're not going to have any food because we've become so bottle fed by industry. And we don't know how to grow anything. We don't know how to forage anything. We don't know how to harvest anything. And we've become really pathetic as a people in that regard. But there was a point where it was like, you would just know how to eat the fruit, eat the trees, maybe what the weather was warmer, and certain areas were easier to live in. But it's like, it's just awing when you think how we've gotten to this point, or we have literally created life to be so hard. It really is. I mean, I'm enjoying luxury. I'm enjoying Walmart pickup. I get it, but it's like, it makes it, when you look at it like from that perspective, it's like, whoa, we kind of are walking a fine line, aren't we? So anyways, but we don't want to feel like that, because when we're in survival mode, then we feel like every day is a battle, and we're just surviving. We're just trying to get the kids fed, and we're just trying to make ends meet, and we're just, every day's a battle for survival. And then we get negatively oriented. We're focusing on the negatives. We're struggling. Life is hard. It's just like, if you feel yourself falling into that, try to be your own safety net. Try to make a safety net for yourself out of optimism, out of a spiritual connection, out of cherry stems. I just can't get over these cherries. But it's like, try to not let yourself fall into that, because then we're trapped. Then we're still trapped. We really are. So it's kind of like the trees just wanted to bring light to all this. Yeah, we've got some programs set up for ourselves that are really not serving us. They're keeping us in survival mode. They're keeping us asleep. If you're always just trying to survive, how much time are you going to have left, or how much interest is going to be there for spiritualness? It's like, someone who's just in survival mode would be like, Sadie, I don't care if you're talking to the fairies today. Like, I'm just trying to make some money so that I don't lose the house. It's like, I get it that like some people find it almost impossible to enjoy life. It's gotten that hard. It's gotten that harsh. So that's the healing that needs to take place. Getting out of lack mentality, getting out of that survival mindset, and then how do you do that? Well, you connect more with the earth and see its abundance, and see how the earth constantly is giving to us at all times of the year, and how we could have more food available everywhere if we planted more appropriately. Like, instead of these dumbass bushes that don't do anything except make the landscape look neat and tidy, we should be planting cherry trees, juniper trees, baobabs. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to do that in Pennsylvania, but you hear me. It's like, we could plant more smart. We could start to grow things in containers. If nothing else, and to prove to ourselves that the earth does provide, if we allow her to. And then, start to just love yourself, and not feel like if you don't have the 3-car garage and, all the finer things in life, it's like that can make you feel like you're not worth living, because you're not doing well according to society's standards. But it's like, you are. Whether you have $1 in the bank or $1 billion in the bank, you're just as worthy to feel good and love yourself and have self-confidence. So that's the cherry tree and her message. Woo! I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the finer things in life. And I love hanging out in beautiful homes with beautiful people. But I would also just as much love hanging out in a hut with a dirty old medicine woman who could teach me that it's my right to take my menstrual blood and put it back into the earth and to feel power within that. I mean, I don't really know what the balance is, because like I flip-flop from wanting to like live in the woods like Baba Yaga to wanting to live on the hill in a castle. Like I like the idea of both lives. I don't know what my life is going to end up looking like, because I think both are beneficial, you know. But it's really interesting to take a good look at your life and see where it needs healing and what type of energy you want to be initiated into, and how can you love life even more. But break. Okay, I'm taking a break, you guys. So get this, I just took a break to record the Daniel Scranton channeling today, and it's called The Mission of the Awakened Collective. And I love how the Arcturians always are like, we're just always on the same page, and I just love them so much. And they really want us to start living our lives like source energy beings, and starting to know that's who we truly are, and starting to see like other people as that as well. So it's a great channeling. But I had to laugh. So if you ever listen to my Daniel Scranton readings that I put on my YouTube channel, it's a different sound, right? Like you're like, wow, like where's all the background noise? Well, don't I go out to my recording studio, my soundproof recording studio, aka my car. So I realized that my car, my little hot Pontiac G6, is very soundproof. Like not completely, not 100%, but like you can't hear like the bugs. Can you hear the bugs right now? Sort of. And you can hear the car driving by. But there's like the sound that the bugs make. So I go out to my car, and it's pretty much like, you know, it gives a good sound. And I put my little spit guard. I put my spit guard on. So I mean, I do my good voice. So I really try to do a good job, because I love his channeling so much, and you know, it's just out of respect. But anyways, I had to laugh because I went out there, and of course the first thing that my stomach wants to do is gurgle and rumble, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that I came out here to get the good sound quality, so that, you know, so that my microphone can pick up all my stomach gurgling. So anyways, that's being uploaded right now, and we are going to finish up with a Celtic tree. I felt like some of the messages were a little harsh today. I felt like maybe I was a little harsh too. Like, I'm not trying to call us all out on being a bunch of like nincompoops, but sometimes I feel that way. You know, it's like we've gotten so far away from knowing what's really important. So it's like, regardless of whether you're living in a hut or you're living in a mansion, make sure you are recognizing yourself to be a source energy being. Make sure you are recognizing yourself, you know, to be that divinity that you are. So, and I love both the hut and the mansion. I mean, I really love the mansion. I ain't gonna lie. But I also see how important it is to know how to be happy in a hut. You know, how to be happy and feel magical just being in a body, and connecting with spirit, and seeing that, like, you can have all the beautiful things, but if you don't have a spiritual journey, then in my opinion, you don't have shit. You really don't. So anyways, something to think about, and be sure to come over and listen to the Daniel Scranton video. Hopefully it uploaded good. It's 4 minutes and 25 seconds long. But what was cool for me is before I edited out the beginning where I'm like breathing and clearing my throat before I say danielscranton.com. I always have to whack off the beginning. The original video was 4 minutes and 41 seconds long, and 4:41 is my birth time. So just a little synchronicity there that I find interesting. Okay, let's get ourselves a Celtic tree to send us off blissfully. We'll see. We got the death tree. No, we didn't. We got number 25. 2 + 5 is 7. We got more the sea. This is like the third or fourth time we've gotten this. We've gotten it upright. We've gotten it reversed. More the sea. So it's not even a tree. So we're going to put that in the center here and review again, because I guess it's important because we keep on getting it. Number 25, more the sea. Okay, it's the keywords are journey or pilgrimage. So that goes with our initiation. Maternal ancestors and original homelands, getting back to the goddess, ocean, water, our baobab tree, female and mother lineages, right? So we've got the cherry tree, angel, very feminine energy coming in. The mysteries, that kind of ties in juniper, emotion, and healing. So, and we have the healing tree. Woo, so more the sea actually is very appropriate to be in the center here and tie in all the messages that we've got. It's a beautiful ocean with a setting sun, gorgeous colors for everyone to peek at if you come over to the Herb Oracle Instagram. I'll take a picture and actually upload it like right after I'm done. Sometimes I forget, but I will do that for you. So more the sea represents our maternal links, our yearning to travel, the element of water. So water, okay, just get your water and drink some right now, everyone. Yeah, drink your water right now. I mean it. I didn't even push pause. Go drink your water. Element of water. So with more, we honor all the waters on the planet, including that in our own blood and bodies, and the unconscious and inner child. The sea represents hidden knowledge and our ancestral lineages. The sea encourages us to take spiritual pilgrimages to learn about our roots and experience gratitude for them. More also encourages the inner journey into the depths of our own souls. So, journey within yourself. This initiative, this initiation, it might seem galactic or spiritual or what have you, but the place you're journeying is inside of you. So, do you feel called to take a pilgrimage, maybe across your yard, to tell your neighbor to shut their dog up? Oh God, the dog is just like everyone else in the family. So my dogs are ready to bark too. So, I mean, I'm definitely, it's like the kettle calling the other kettle black. You know, I get it. But do you feel called to take a pilgrimage? Perhaps it is time to take a trip or a journey, one that connects you to your astral homeland or your spiritual home. So I may have mentioned the other day how I was thinking about working in a powwow into September, that I can probably make it to one. And I don't know what if there is Native American on either side of my family. Perhaps my father's, but I doubt it, but I don't know. You know what I mean? But let's just say I don't. because I don't know. And I don't really know what his heritage is. I just always jokingly say my mother is Sicilian and German and my father was an asshole. You know, like I don't even know. But there is a spiritual part of me that's very connected to Native American and Indian ancestry and lineage. So I have to honor that, and I need to go. I need to go. If nothing else, just to hear the music and cry. You know what I mean? So if you feel drawn to a spiritual pilgrimage, go to these ancient power places or sacred lands if you can, or just a powwow in Mercer, PA, like whatever you can do. Or maybe you might be called to make an inner journey to reconnect with your deepest, most authentic self. Is it time to plan such a journey? I will answer for you. Yes. Yes, it is time to plan perhaps an outer journey, but definitely the inner journey. Definitely the inner journey so that you can know through the cherry angel your self-worth, your self-love, your self-confidence. These things are your birthright. You may be called to help protect the waters of the planet. This card indicates that it is time to offer your gratitude for the rivers, streams, lakes, ponds, waterways, and oceans. It is time to contemplate the water cycle that renews the earth with rain and moisture. It is time to offer your gratitude for your own emotions and your tears. What ways can you protect the waters where you are? One thing everybody can do is quit dumping chemicals down the drain. That's one way you can help the waters, which that sucks because last night I had golden milk, turmeric, and the water sat in the sink. So now my white sink is yellow. So I'm like, shit, I gotta bleach it, you know. But it's like, why do you even have a white sink? You know, it's like it takes so much to keep it white. Anyways, just harassing myself about that. But before that, when it said offer gratitude for your own emotions and your tears, like something I've been noticing is how much more thick my eyelashes are this year. And I'm like, what's that about? You know? Well, compared to other years, I have definitely cried more this year, right? So my own personal saltwater, my own personal oceans have flowed from my eyes, or just even like, you know, like I'm watering and tearing up more, like even reading, like yesterday reading The Flight of the Seventh Moon, The Teaching of the Shields by Lynn Andrews. And before that, The Medicine Woman really had me going. But I'm letting myself feel more emotions. And as a result, I'm having a little more tear production. And I think as a result of that, my eyelashes seem more lush. Like nothing crazy, but like something I noticed, like I was like, my eyelashes are thicker. Yeah, it's because you've been honoring your emotions and letting yourself let them come out. And a lot of times it's gratitude. A lot of times it just, I don't know what it is. It's just emotion, maybe collective. Or like when I'm reading these Native American books, I'm sensing the power of a lot of the messages and like a lot of the lessons and stories. And it's that power that's drumming up all this emotion inside of me, and I'm overwhelmed and overjoyed, and like I'm feeling the power, and so I tear up. You know, it's not like a cry, but I'm tearing up, and there's and the tears are like getting caught in my eyelashes. But anyways, so moving on, let's get past your eyelashes, Sadie. Moving on. More of the sea might also indicate a time to delve into learning more about the mysteries and the power of the unconscious. You might want to learn shamanism or a form of spirituality that is connected to your own original ancestry, or one that fits with your deepest heart's desires. More is an invitation into the healing provided via the unconscious and higher self. She invites you to dive deep and learn about healing practices which heal the emotional body. Whichever message More the Sea has for you, be sure to take time to connect with your ancestors and ask them for guidance and help as you travel your chosen path. Especially consider your maternal links. This is a time to honor the powers of the feminine and to honor the miracle of the female body and the miracle of birth. Women and men are asked to connect with respect and veneration for the divine feminine. So More the Sea 25, which adds up to 7, is like the perfect follow-up card for number 34, which adds up to 7, Cherry, because she is the ultimate divine feminine. I described her right away to you with, she is comfortable in her body, and she is strong and powerful, and she's beautiful. And yeah, I mean, there's so much symbolism with cherry and blood and femininity and sexuality. And it's like, it's time for us to really honor that and honor the female and honor birth and honor the miracle of it all and the powers of that feminine energy. And if you're called to a certain ancestral thing, like, I'm really called to learning more Native American perspectives and study and medicine and magic and shamanism, and they tell you right away, man is nothing without the female, right? There is no medicine man without the medicine woman. Like, they know where the power comes from. So we too need to honor and respect that, as we are part of the goddess of Gaia. Like, you're riding on a goddess right now. You've built your beautiful stone house on the goddess. Be very, very reverent and honoring of the miracle of the feminine. I am More the Sea. I am the river, the lake, the pond, the brook, the stream, the waterway, the sea, and the ocean. I am the well. I am the water within your body and in your blood. I am the rain and the storm and your tears. I am life. I am your past, present, and future. I am all time and beyond time. I am your soul's journey. I am with you at the beginning, at birth, and remain with you to your ending, at death. I never cease to be. I go on forever, from form to form. I am consciousness and the formless. I am the God and the goddess, and I sustain you. I am the source and the animating mystery and power of life. You are a vessel for me. You are an expression of me. I am in love with you. I am without judgment, as I can only give you unconditional love. Allow your life and love to flow. Allow my spirit to love through you so that you can forgive yourself and others. Allow this flow to nurture you and nourish you. Drink deeply at the well of your soul and know that you are on purpose. Take shelter in my love, in my wisdom, and in my guidance. Let me fill you with refreshment and allow me to quench the thirst of your soul. I am always here. I am always everywhere. I am the center and the circumference, and I bless you. I am here to remind you that you too are indeed a loving God or goddess with great power and potential. Here, as a steward to Mother Earth, to create healing and beauty. It is only but one choice away from manifestation at any moment. Wow, so there you have it. Everybody wants you to love yourself today. Cherry wants you to love you. The Arcturians want you to love yourself, be the source energy beings that you are, and more the sea wants you to love you. And be a vessel for the source. Be a vessel. That's what it means to be a source energy being. You are a vessel, a body for the life source, God, goddess, all that is, life to flow through you. So allow yourself to love, allow yourself to live, allow yourself to feel good. Cherry's like, allow yourself to get naked and sit under the tree and eat fruit with me. Allow yourself to forgive, allow yourself to heal, allow yourself to survive easily, and more than that, allow yourself to live. Allow yourself to live with harmony with all things. Allow yourself a spiritual journey. Allow yourself a connection. Allow yourself a reverence for all things, including water. Definitely. More the Sea wants you to honor your water bodies. Honor your blood. It's 70% water. Honor yourself. Honor your tears. Honor your life. So anyways, you should be feeling really full of yourself right now, because you are divinity, you are the divine manifest, and you are here to live a life of purpose, and you get to define what that is. It is only but one choice away from manifestation at any moment. So I leave you with one encouragement from our tree guides, and that is to start living your life the way you want to, the way Source wants you to. So allow that energy to flow, connect into it, and yes, baby, feel good. Feel so good. And let that healing work take care of itself, because you're just allowing the source energy to flow through you, because that is what you are. All that is what you are. So recognize yourself as a source energy being.